All right, kids, I want to talk to you today about a very important lesson. But first, let me ask you this. Do you know what responsibility is? Responsibility. Do you know what responsibility is?
Like if you have your friends or someone's thing, you have to be like their pet
Yeah.
for a week because they're on vacation.
Yes.
You're responsible for it.
Yes, you got to take care of it. Responsible means you're taking care of things, and there's some things that you're responsible for, aren't there? What
Kind to others' men.
that is responsibility, kind. Well, I want you to think of some things that you're responsible for. Can you think of anything that you are things that you're in charge of, things that you're supposed to do? Yes. Take care of the dog. Yes, responsibility. Yes. Take out the dog. Yes, a big responsibility. What about things like, yes?
By taking on a walk with them.
Take the dog on a walk. Yes. How about responsibilities that aren't a dog? Any? And let the dog out. Yes. I'm glad y'all are taking care of your animals. I'm very happy. What about things like doing your homework?
Yeah, that's a big responsibility.
Cleaning your room? Minding your parents? Those are all things that you are supposed to do, so you're responsible for that. So what about this? What about some things that your parents are responsible for that you're not? The bills, yes. Your parents have to pay those bills and you don't. You're not responsible for that, yes. Getting a job, you're right. Your parents are responsible for that and you're not, yes. Taxes, absolutely. Yeah, big responsibilities and things like making sure there's, yes. You made your dad do a job? I won't tell anybody. All right. Things like making the food, fixing the car, that's stuff that your parents are responsible for and you're not. Now let me ask you about one more responsibility. What are some things that God is responsible for that even your parents aren't responsible for it? What is, yes? Answering your prayers. Yes, that is God's responsibility. Okay. How about stuff like making the sun shine? That's God's responsibility, and it's not yours, and it's not even your parents. Making the moon rise. Life. Yes. Did you have one? How about, yeah. Like the star, you're about to say the stars, right? Yes. The stars shine, making sure that the seasons come, that summer comes and winter. See, all that stuff, there's some things that you're responsible for and some things your parents are responsible for. And one day you're going to grow up and be responsible for those things too, we hope. But yes, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry. I know it doesn't sound fair. Avoid it as long as you can. That's my advice. But there's some things that you'll never be responsible for because God is in charge and He's taking care of it. And this is what He promised us about this. Yes, ma'am. The sun, absolutely. This is what He said. He said, God said, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. That means as long as the earth is around, all these things that I'm responsible for, like making the sun rise and the moon rise and the stars and the seasons and life, I'm going to take care of that. And you don't have to worry about those things. Now, it's kind of neat how God made this promise, and there's a story behind that promise. It's the story of a guy named Noah. Y'all heard of Noah? Well, okay, I'm going to tell you the story of Noah and how he made this promise, but I want y'all to help me out. Can y'all help me out tell the story? We're gonna add some sound effects and stuff like that to this story, okay? Like boom, but no, we're not gonna use boom today. All right, this story, of course, is about God. So what I want you to do is every time I say God, you say hallelujah. Can you do that? Let me hear your hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Actually, try it a little bit louder.
Hallelujah.
All right, this is how it's gonna go. God. Very good, very good. All right, now this story also contains a little bit of rain. So listen, when it rains, I want you to slap your, like that. Let me hear your rain. Let me hear it. That's good. All right, now when I do this, you stop. All right, So, rain. Yes, perfect. All right, this story, This story also has some animals in it, doesn't it? So, what's your favorite animal?
Lion.
What's the lion say? Awesome. What's your favorite animal? You want to think about it for a minute? Okay. What's your favorite animal?
Cheetah.
A cheetah? What's a cheetah say? That's good. Yours is a dog. I know. What's a dog say? Louder. Hoo, hoo. What's your favorite animal? How about you do a cat for me? Can you do a cat?
No, a tiger.
A tiger. Okay. What's a tiger say?
Tiger is a type of cat.
Yeah, but what sound does he make? That's right.
I think it's right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Would you be my cat?
Meow.
Meow. And what animal do you want to be?
A bear.
A bear. Okay. All right. So every time I say, think of your animal. Every time I say animal, you make your animal sounds. Okay. And y'all feel free to make your animal sounds too. Okay. So, animal. That's right. Yes. Okay. Good. Now we also have a rainbow in the story, don't we? So I think yes, yay is the perfect word. When we hear rainbow, let's clap for the rainbow. All right. So I say rainbow. Good job. Now there's one other thing that happens, and Mary Mac, can you help me out here? Noah is building something. So we need to do a building noise. So Mary Mac is going to hand out to you 2 of these sticks here. And Nell is already regretting this. This is building noise. All right. Yes, you're excited. Yep. You finished your boat? Good. All right. Okay. Now what I want you to do is hold the sticks here in front of you like this. And put them down like this. And then when I say build, you get up and, okay? And then they go down. So say build. Okay. All right. Let's see if you remember what we do, okay? God.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay. Rain. Okay. Where did that come from? Okay. Animal. Yes. Rainbow. Yeah. And build. Okay. All right. Now, this is the story of Noah. This happened a long, long time ago, and the world had gotten bad. It had gotten bad. There was nothing but bad stuff. Everything was falling apart. It was awful. And then God, hallelujah, looked down on the earth, and he was very sad. And we have to remember that our God is a good God, is a great God, is a strong God, he's a just God, and he's an awesome God. But he was very sad when he looked at the world because the world had gotten so bad. So God thought, I need to fix things. So what I'm going to do is flood the earth, and I'm going to start all over. But I need to start with some people, and I need to start with some animals. Yes, and there was one good family left, and that was Noah and his family. So God said to Noah, I want you to build me an ark because I'm about to make it rain. All right. And so you're going to be in this ark, and you're going to be safe, and we're going to make the world all over again. So Noah did exactly what God told him to do, and he started to build the ark. And he had to build it long, and he had to build it tall. He had to build it wide. He had to build it strong, and he had to build and build and build until it was finally all done. And now it was time to put the animals in. And so God was helping them. God helped them out, and they called all the animals into the ark. And they got the big animals, the little animals. They got the furry animals. They got the scaly animals. They got the animals with the big teeth. The animals with no teeth. 2 of every kind of animal. Animals have gotten tired. It's a good one, a snake, yeah. And he filled the ark up. And then God shut the door of the ark. And then he called out to the waters from the deep, and they rose out of the ground. And then he called the dark clouds over the earth, and it started to rain. And it started to rain. And it rained. And it rained. For 40 days and nights it rained. Yep. Until water covered the whole earth. All you could see from horizon to horizon was nothing but water, and there was just one little boat floating out there on the storm. And Noah was stuck in that boat with animals for a very long time. And after it was over 100 days he was in there, he decided to see if it was safe to come out. So he opened his little door and he sent a dove out, and the dove flew out and it flew around, and then it came right back to him. And he knew that he couldn't go out yet. So he waited a little bit longer. Then he sent the dove out again, and the dove flew around, and it came back with the olive branch in his mouth. And no one knew, the land is starting to appear again. So he sent the dove out a third time, and the dove flew around, and this time it didn't come back at all. And so no one knew that it was safe to come out of the ark. So Noah came out of the ark with all the animals, and it was dry ground, and they started life again. And then Noah looked up, and you know what he saw in the sky? A rainbow. Yay! It was a rainbow. And it was a big rainbow. It was a beautiful rainbow. It was a colorful rainbow. It was the first rainbow anybody had ever seen in the whole world. This was the first time, though. And God told Noah, every time that I see this rainbow, I'm going to remember today a covenant I make with you. You know what a covenant is? It's a deal. I'm going to make a deal with you today. He says, I'm never going to make the world flood again. He goes, every time I bring the rain and I see the rainbow, I'm going to remember this covenant today. And that covenant is, I'm never going to flood the world again. And then this is what he told them. He said, and this is what I told you earlier, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. What he was telling them is, I'm going to take care of the world as long as this is around. And you don't have to worry about it. So every time God sees the rainbow, he remembers not to flood the world. Every time we see the rainbow, we should remember that God is in charge. And he's going to take care of the sun. He's going to take care of the wind. He's going to take care of the earth. All these big things. He's going to take care of the future. He takes care of our salvation. He takes care of our life. And the rainbow. Yes, and the rainbow. He does. So we should always remember that. There's some things you're never going to be responsible for because God has taken care of it. And even when you're adults, there's certain things you're never going to be responsible for, certain things that God is always in charge of, and you have to worry about being the best person that you can be, loving one another, and remembering your Lord and your God. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God. Hallelujah, Hallelujah indeed.